Okay. All right, we're going to start lying on our back. So just get yourself nice and comfy. Settle yourself down on the mat. Get the body centered. The spine nice and flat. So tuck in the shoulder blades, palms facing upwards, and just rolling the feet out. And just start to draw your attention to the belly, watching the belly rise and fall with each inhalation and exhalation. Inhaling, belly rising. Exhale, belly falling. Nice deep breaths here. Just starting to establish the breath in the belly space. Creating an equal rhythm. Same amount of time on the inhale as the exhale. Deep, smooth breathing here. Deep, smooth, balanced breathing. And now just checking that the breath is silent. Deep, smooth, silent, and balanced. And then that final part in our healthy breathing, just checking that it's seamless. So the connection point between the top of the inhale and the beginning of the exhale, there's no pause. And likewise, at the end of the exhale, we move seamlessly into the inhale. Like a full circle, no starting and stopping. Belly breathing. Deep, smooth, silent, perfectly balanced, and seamless. Mind is absorbed in the breath. Connected mind and breath. And just setting this foundation and intention for this breath to continue throughout the class. This healthy breathing. And we'll just move the feet up towards the buttocks. So just draw the soles of the feet up towards the buttocks. Spine still down on the floor. Knees are just hip distance apart, and we'll come into some dynamic bridge postures. So just roll the hands over so the palms are facing downwards. Inhale, draw the hips up slowly and bring the arms up overhead, backs of the hands reaching down to the floor. Exhale, lower the hips, arms draw back down along the side of the body, palms to the floor. And again, inhale, rising up. Exhale, lowering back down. And again, pushing into the floor, the soles of the feet lifting up on the inhalation. Exhale, lowering the spine back down to the floor. One more time, pressing into the soles of the feet, lifting the hips, inhale. Exhale, lowering all back down to the mat. This time we'll move into the static posture. So inhale, draw the hips back up, bring the hands underneath the buttocks, clasp them if you can, and just come up onto the shoulder blades. So create a real opening at the chest. Squeeze into the buttocks, push the feet into the floor, draw the hips up. Continue with that equal breath, this time feeling it in the chest. Opening up through the chest. Big, deep, equal breath in and out. And on your next exhale, just release the hands, slowly lower the hips back down to the floor. Just flatten the spine back down, take a moment, knees can just knock gently together. Eyes are closed, just resting. Allowing any of that energy or prana to just start slowly moving throughout the body. Now we'll draw the knees in towards the chest. So just clasp the hands around the outside. Give your knees a little hug, a little rock from side to side if that feels good. And we'll prepare to move into our supine twist. So we'll just bring the arms out on the floor in a T-shape, palms facing down. Just draw the knees a little away from the body so that the shins are parallel to the floor. Inhale, center. Exhale, drop the knees to the left, halfway to the floor, and turn the gaze, the head to the right. Inhale, back up to center. Exhale, knees to the right, halfway to the floor, turn the head to the left. And again, inhale, center. Exhale, knees to the left. Gaze to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, knees to the right, gaze to the left. One more round. Inhale, center. Exhale, knees to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, knees to the right. Inhale, center. This time we'll move into a static hold. So exhale, drop the knees to the left side, all the way to the floor. Turn the head to the right. The left hand can come up and rest on top of the right thigh or knee. And just allow yourself to soften into this posture. Allow gravity to do the work for you. Check that that right shoulder is flat on the floor. And then just bring your focus to that same healthy breathing in the belly space. Deep, smooth inhalation, deep, smooth exhalation. Just releasing the hand. On your next inhalation, draw the knees back up to center. Opposite side, exhale, knees to the right, gaze to the left. Allow the knees to drop all the way to the floor. Right hand rests on the left thigh or knee. Belly breathing. Feel the tummy expand and soften. The body is relaxed in this posture. Couple more big belly breaths, slow and smooth. Releasing the right hand, and on your next inhalation, draw the knees back up to center. Just drop the feet down to the floor, arms by the side. Again, just take a moment, eyes closed. You might like to knock the knees together. Trying to see whether you can sense some of this energy flowing. You might feel it as a little lightness or a little vibration, warmth. Just checking whether or not you can sense any sort of shift in the pranic body. Now we'll come up into a shoulder stand or a half shoulder stand. So we'll draw the knees into the chest. You might like to do a little rock and roll to get yourself up. And then just bring the elbows as close together behind you as you can. The hands are resting on just on the back of the lower spine there. Legs up overhead. We want the toes hovering over the forehead. So an option to rest the hips back in the hands like I am here, or you might like to come right up into shoulder stand. If that's part of your normal practice, do that. And we want to focus on the belly breathing here. So again, inhale, fill the belly. Exhale, drawing the belly back towards the spine. Knees can have a little bend in them if that feels good. Just enjoying this inversion. We're normally standing on our feet, but just allowing the feet to be up above the rest of the body, especially the heart. Three more breaths here. So option here is to just draw the knees into the chest and roll back down. But if you'd like to come up into plow, just straighten the knees a little bit, draw the feet up over the head. Keep the head centered, don't turn it. Just drop the feet down towards the floor wherever you can reach. Option to bend the knees and bring them down beside the ears if that feels good. It's really a forward fold, but we're doing it in a inverted position. So just a couple of breaths here. And then slowly bring the knees into the chest. Support yourself as you roll back down. Just coming into Shavasana position just to allow everything to regulate, allow that spine to come back to flatness. And again, just checking into sensitivity around the prana moving in the system. Rolling onto one side, just take a moment here before we roll up. Just allow yourself to rest. And then press into the hands, bring yourself up to all fours. So just preparing ourselves in tabletop. So shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. We'll start with a little cat-cow. So drop the belly open through the chest, inhale. Exhale, tuck the tailbone, chin in towards the chest, curve the spine. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the chin. Exhale, chin tucks in, curving the spine. 2 more on your own. Just continue to move with the breath. Then just bring yourself back to a neutral spine. We'll tuck the toes and come into downward dog. So push the palms of the hands away from you. Allow the head to be loose. Draw the spine along, hips drawing up towards the ceiling. It's okay to keep the knees bent for now. Just get that spinal length, that spinal integrity. And then when you're ready, slowly start to straighten the knees if that's available. You might also like to draw the heels down towards the mat. Starting to get some length. Couple of breaths here. And then we'll drop the knees back down to the mat, nice and wide. Feet come into touch. Sit back on the feet and draw the arms forward, forehead to the floor, pose of the child. Just allow yourself to soften. Allow the belly, the space between the thighs if you can. And focus again on that healthy breathing rhythm. Smooth, deep, silent, perfectly balanced and seamless. And slowly bringing yourself back up to tabletop. We'll come back into down dog. So just reposition the feet, the legs, the knees, tuck the toes and up into downward dog. Just getting some symmetry back into the spine. And then we're going to take the right foot, bring the right knee in towards the right elbow, draw the foot in towards the left wrist. And then we're going to come back into pigeon pose. So extend that left leg back a little, come up onto the fingertips. We want to feel the hips fairly in line with the floor so they're equally balanced. An option to just stay right here if this feels good, keep the spine long. Otherwise you can slowly bring yourself forward. Perhaps today it's just to the elbows. Or if you can and you want to, come all the way down forward to the floor. Focusing on the breath here. Still all our belly breathing, calming, stabilizing. This is a great posture to check where we are at with this calming and stabilizing. Can we keep the mind on the breath? Can we keep the fidgets away? Can we take our mind off any sort of sensation that is a little uncomfortable? Working on that higher mind, focusing on the breath. Couple more breaths. Pressing into the hands, to the elbows, bringing yourself back up to the palms of the hands. Tuck the back toes. And then if you can, just press into the back toes, swing your right leg back to meet the left. And we're back into downward dog. Couple of breaths here. Back into symmetry. Maybe noticing the right hip versus the left hip. Observing. And then we'll take the left foot, bring the left knee in towards the left elbow, draw the left foot to the right wrist and walk the right leg back. Up onto the fingertips, lengthen the spine, both hips parallel to the floor. And then again, slowly fold yourself forward to wherever you can get to today. And perhaps noticing, first of all, is this one different to the other leg? No judgment, just observation. And then draw the mind back to the breath. Belly breathing. Stability through mind and breath fusion. The breath controlling the mind controlling the breath. There's nothing else to see here. Sensation, discomfort. It's all peripheral. Staying with the mind and the breath. Stable and calm. Three more breaths. Pressing into the hands, bringing ourselves back up, tucking the right toes under, and then swinging that left leg back up into downward dog. Extension of the spine, hips drawing upwards, heels drawing downwards. Breathing at the belly. And then coming up onto the toes, we'll walk the feet up towards the hands. Feet are just hip distance apart. In a nice forward fold here. So we'll come into a halfway lift. So hands on the shins, long straight spine. So we're coming into the spine parallel to the floor. Chin is slightly tucked in so that we've got length through the back of the neck. Keeping in exactly this position with the spine, allow yourself to draw forward from the hips. So we're really keeping that length in the spine and coming into a forward fold. So place the hands anywhere you can. Floor, ankles, feet, shins. And then find stability here, belly breathing. These deep forward folds are the perfect way to bring calmness. They're a way to turn inwards. Deep, smooth, silent, perfectly balanced, seamless breathing. On your next inhalation, bring the hands to the shins, halfway lift again. Exhale, forward fold again, just for a moment. Inhale, a little bend to the knees, and let's bring the arms up overhead. Look up like when in salute to the sun. And then exhale, bring the hands down center, release into mountain pose. So just take a moment in mountain pose. Arms are just away from the body, palms facing out, pelvis tucked in a little bit. Eyes are closed. Feeling into that inner stability and calmness. This posture reflects being solid, being grounded, feeling that inner strength. And then we'll come to the front of the mat. We'll just work through 3 rounds of Surya Namaskar, which is our sun salutes. So we're saluting to the sun. So just preparing ourselves, front of the mat, feet are just hip distance apart, long straight spine, just setting your intention to flow for 3 rounds. We'll bring the hands together at prayer, stable and calm. Inhale, arms up overhead, look up to the ceiling. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, hands on shins, long straight spine. Exhale, forward fold, hands to the floor. Inhale, step back into plank. Exhale, slowly lower the body all the way down to the mat. Untuck the toes. Inhale, press into the palms, just coming to baby cobra, keep a little bend in the elbows for this first one. Exhale, lower back down to the mat, flat. Tuck the toes, inhale into downward dog. Let's just take a couple of breaths here. Recheck in with that intention to flow. You guys know this routine. Inhale, up onto the toes, gaze between the hands. Exhale, walk or hop up into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, long straight spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms up overhead, look up. Exhale, hands back to heart. We'll continue flowing. Inhale, arms overhead, little bend in the spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, long straight spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, step back into plank. Exhale, lower to the floor. Untuck the toes. Inhale, come a little higher into cobra if that feels good. Exhale, lower back to the floor. Tuck the toes. Inhale, downward dog. Couple of breaths. Checking in with that belly breathing. Inhale, prepare, up on the toes, gaze forward. Exhale, step the feet forward, deep forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, hands to prayer. One last time. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, back to plank. Exhale, lower to the floor. Inhale, up to cobra, nice back bend. Exhale, lower to the floor, tuck the toes. Inhale, downward dog. Holding here. Continue with that same rhythm of the breath. On your next inhalation, up on the toes, preparing to step forward. Exhale, step forward, deep forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, hands to prayer. And release. Mountain pose again. Stable, calm, strong and grounded. And from this place again, just seeing whether you can sense the energy moving around outside the body. The sun salutes move the energy around. It's in a circular movement. So feeling whether or not you might feel tingling in fingertips. You might just feel a lightness. And then just coming into a forward fold. So we're going to bring the legs out nice and wide on the mat. The toes are turned slightly inwards. Hands on the hips, long straight spine, inhale. Exhale, leading with the chest, flat back. Bring the hands down to the floor underneath the shoulders. Inhale here, halfway lift. Exhale, we'll walk the hands in line with the feet. Nice deep forward fold here. Allow the crown of the head to drop down towards the floor. Elbows are parallel to each other and drawing backwards. We'll be holding here statically for a minute or so. So just keep that belly breath going. Another forward fold. Another opportunity to turn within. Stability and calmness. Two more breaths. We'll walk the hands away from that center line again, back underneath the shoulders. Inhale, halfway lift here. And a little bend in the knees, hands up to the hips. Exhale, slowly bring yourself back up to standing. Bring the feet back together, maybe a little shake of the body. It's quite intense on the legs, these forward folds. And then we'll come back down to the mat. We're going to start on the belly this time. So just moving into some good back bends, just giving us that little spark that we need to get through the meditation. So we're going to start with both hands on the lower back there, the forehead centered down onto the mat. We'll inhale, take the right arm forward and lift the left leg. So we're sweeping that right arm forward, lifting the head, the chin, and the chest. Exhale, right arm comes back to the lower back and lower the left leg, forehead back down to the mat. Other side, left arm sweeps forward, right leg lifts, chest and chin lift. Exhale, left arm down, right leg down, forehead down. Other side, right arm, left leg, inhale. Exhale, back down. Inhale, left arm, right leg. Exhale, coming back to center. This time we're going to bring the feet up towards the buttocks and we'll take the hands, grab them around the ankles, keep that forehead down on the floor. Just get yourself prepared and ready, coming up into bow pose. Inhale, draw the chest and the chin up and lift the knees up off the floor. Holding in bow pose, this time breathing in and out of the chest space. Deep, smooth, silent breathing. We've got 4 breaths here. And slowly release everything down to the floor and just turn the head so that the left cheek rests on the floor. Allow the body to rest and release here. You might feel the heart pumping. And just swap over the other cheek, right cheek to the floor. And then we'll bring ourselves back up to a seated position. So just slowly roll yourself back up. We'll put the legs out in front of us. I'm going to move into a seated twist. So our twists really assimilate all of that work that we've been doing. So we'll leave the left leg out. The right leg will come and lift over that left knee. Tuck the left leg in or foot in around under that right hip. Right fingertips to the floor. Inhale, long straight spine, left arm comes up. As we exhale, we'll drop that left elbow down to the outside of the right knee, twist and turn and look over the right shoulder. Check both buttocks on the mat, belly breathing. Check that the spine is long and extended. And just allow the head to come back to center first. And on the next exhalation, just release the twist in the arms, just relax both hands around that right leg, eyes closed. Allowing yourself to just assimilate. And then releasing both legs back out in front. Ready to move on to the other side. So this time the right leg stays straight, left foot up over the right knee, and then lean to the right, twist that right foot in under the left hip. Left fingertips to the floor, right arm extends upwards. Inhale. Exhale, drop the elbow onto the outer edge of that left knee, twist and turn over the left shoulder. Try and have that left foot flat on the floor if you can, and both buttocks on the floor if you can. Lengthen the spine. Focus on the belly breathing. And then just begin with the gaze coming back to center. And on your next exhalation, releasing from the twist, arms around the left knee. Eyes are closed, taking a moment. And then release the legs out in front of you. We'll come into Paschimottanasana, which is our forward fold. So legs are extended in front of us. You might just want to almost pull the buttock cheeks out from underneath you just to help the hips tip forward a little bit. Knees have got just a little bit of a bend in them. The feet can be slightly apart. Inhale, we'll bring the arms up, long straight spine, and then keep the spine straight. Slowly, slowly bend forward to that point where you'd lose the integrity in the spine. Keep the spine straight. Allow the hands to drop down to wherever you can reach. You just want to, it's not about a deep forward fold. It's just keeping length and integrity in the spine. So the chin's slightly tucked in. And we're belly breathing here. We've got 4 more breaths. And then on your next inhalation, releasing the hands, drawing the arms back up. Exhale and release. And just place the palms on the top of the thighs. Keep the spine nice and long. Eyes are closed. Feeling into anything you can feel in the energy space. We call it prana or energy. We've been using the breath and the movement to create a downward force. So we're grounding, stabilizing. Seeing whether you can feel that. If not, no judgment. Just observing. Now we prepare ourselves for Shavasana. So just getting yourself settled on the mat. Just take a 5-minute Shavasana before we move into our pranayama and meditation. So as we started, centered on the mat, check the shoulder blades are nice and flat, arms just away from the body, palms facing up, legs apart, ankles rolling outwards. Just as you settle down, bring that awareness back to the belly, watching the belly rising and falling, but trying to relinquish control over that breath now, allowing it to just be its natural state of breath, naturally rising and falling. You may even get the sense that it's not you that is breathing the body is breathing without you controlling it. And now just loosen your focus on the breathing, allow the body to completely relax. Enjoy the next couple of minutes of perfect aloneness. I'll tell you when it's time to come back. Slowly starting to deepen the breath. Remembering yourself lying here on the mat. Perhaps wriggling the fingers and toes as you start to bring physical movement back to the body. Nice stretch any way that feels good for you. Maybe arms overhead, pointing the toes. If it feels like you want to draw the knees in towards the chest, do that. Rock from side to side. And then when you're ready, just rolling onto one side to take a moment. Just feeling into the benefits and the effects of our movement, our breath work, our intention. Then pressing into the hands, slowly bringing yourself back up to a seated position. Crossing the legs or sitting on a cushion, whatever feels good. You might like to support the back. We'll be sitting for around 15 minutes, so just make sure you've got a seat that feels sustainable. And then closing down the eyes, palms facing down on the knees. And again, just taking a moment to feel into whether or not you can feel that downward force of energy, grounding and stabilizing. We're going to continue to work with the meditation and pranayama that we have been the last few weeks. So we'll start with our hand mudra, which is our index and middle finger drawing down towards the palm of the right hand. So our thumb, our ring finger and little finger remain out. We'll draw it up towards the face so that the right thumb will be able to press against the right nostril and the ring finger will press against the left nostril. Just hovering it in position, eyes are closed. Taking a nice deep breath in through both nostrils. Nice deep breath out through both nostrils, maintaining our healthy breathing throughout. Inhale both nostrils. Using the ring finger, block the left nostril and breathe out through the right. Block the right nostril, open the left and breathe in through the left. Block the left nostril out through the right. Block right in through the left. Block the left out through the right. Reverse in through the right. Out through the left. In through the right. Out left. In right. Out left. Reverse in through the left. Out through the right. In through the left. Out right. One more in through the left. Out through the right. Release the hand. Awareness of both nostrils. Both nostrils breathing in and out. The mind is at the tip of the nostrils, feeling into presence in this moment. Preparing to balance out on the solar side. So we bring the hand back up, hovering across the top of both nostrils. Inhale through both. Exhale through both nostrils. Inhale both nostrils. This time, block the right nostril, breathe out through the left. Block the left nostril in through right. Block the right nostril out through left. In the right. Out the left. Reverse in the left. Out the right. In the left. Out the right. In the left. Out the right. Reverse in the right. Out the left. In right. Out left. In the right. Out the left. And then release the hand. Awareness at both nostrils. Observing the inhalation and exhalation. An energy of presence here. And on our next inhalation, we draw our awareness up through the nostrils, all the way up to the center of the forehead. At the center of the forehead, we breathe in and out, keeping our mind focused on this central point. Healthy breathing, mind at the center of the forehead. Deep, smooth, silent breathing. Calling the mind back to the breath. Focus at this forehead space. And now we move our attention just down a little bit to the center of both eyebrows. One breath, inhale, exhale here. Attention moves to both eyes at once. One breath, in and out. Move our attention to both nostrils at once. One breath here. Call the mind to the nostrils. Move the focus to the center of the throat. One breath. In and out. The center of the chest. Mind and breath combined. One breath. Both shoulders simultaneously. One breath. Both upper arms, one breath. Call the mind here. Both elbows, one breath. Both wrists, move the mind's focus. The palms of both hands, one breath. See if you can sense any tingling here. All 10 fingertips, one breath. And again, all 10 fingertips, one more breath. The palms of both hands, call the mind back. Both wrists, one breath. Both elbows. Both upper arms. Both shoulders together. The center of the chest, one breath, call the mind back. Just at the bottom of the ribs, base of the sternum, one breath. The navel center, one breath. Center of the pelvis, call the mind back. 2 breaths at the perineum. Slowly coming back up, center of the pelvis, one breath. Navel center. Focus the mind. Base of sternum, one breath. Center of the chest. Throat center. Both nostrils, calling the mind back. Both eyes at once, one breath. Center of the eyebrows. Forehead center. 5 breaths here. Starting to really focus our mind, our awareness at the center of the forehead. You may even start to feel a slight pulsation or a tickle at the center of the forehead. And now keep your mind firmly planted at the center of the forehead. And just allow the breath to soften. Slowly, slowly softening and almost fading away, but mind remains at the forehead. Turning your awareness to any pulsation or tickle at the forehead. The breath has dissolved. And if you are sensing that pulsation, or even if you're not, we'll plant the seed Om into it to encourage it. Silently, Om, 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 Om. 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 Just continue silently with the mantra Om, encouraging pulsation, sensation at the forehead. Remain here for 1 minute. I'll tell you when it's time to come back. Starting to bring the breath back into focus, little deepening of the breath. Noticing yourself coming back into awareness of your physicality. Sensing yourself here, seated on the mat. Increasing the breath depth. Bringing yourself back into the here and now. And gently draw the palms together, thumbs at the heart space. Setting an intention to go forward into your day with this stability and calmness. A place of deep groundedness, just like that mountain, no matter what goes on around us, no matter what happens to us, we can stay in this deep sense of stability. And to that we say namaste.